the date, the Come Alive workshop is coming up and starts September 22nd, 2015. I cannot wait for you to be part of this 4-part online workshop where we're going to get you clear on what you want, why you want it, and how to get it. Get all the information that you're looking for at melissacollerette.com, and I hope you will join us. Hey guys, Melissa Collerette here. I'm so excited for today's interview. I am joined by the lovely Tanya Dawe, who is the owner of Yoga Vieux Montreal. Tanya and I go way back. And she's opened this beautiful space in the old port of Montreal. You have to check it out. And I absolutely wanted to sit down with Tanya to interview her a little bit because her story is so inspiring and she's worked really hard to get here. And I just had to introduce you to her. So Tanya, thank you so much for taking the time with me today.
Thank you for talking to me.
So tell me a little bit about this beautiful space. What's Yoga Vieux Montreal all about?
We are one of the only studios actually in Old Montreal. There's a lot of yoga in Montreal, but not a lot in this neighborhood. We have a beautiful spot with open windows. Everything is white and bright and clean. And it's a small place. We're also a pole dancing studio at night. Yeah. So one of the interesting things about our space is that the poles create our own little individual barriers. So everyone has their own space. You're never really crowded in our studios. So you get a lot of individual attention and your own area to practice in.
It's a beautiful space. You really have to come check it out. The light is really powerful.
The light is really warm.
It's amazing to see this beautiful brick wall behind me. And Tanya and I go way back. I remember conversations with Tanya and we were sitting on the washing machines at the Mocha Yoga Montreal studio. We were both volunteers there. That's where I started my career as a teacher. And Tanya always talked to me about how much she loved yoga and also was not necessarily in a career that you loved. No. So tell me a little bit about that journey from transitioning to, you had a great job, you had a great career, you loved yoga. So how did you bridge that gap and get here today?
I did have a very lucrative career. Had a big position in a different life, and I was really unhappy in it. It checked off all of the boxes that I thought I wanted in my life.
Right.
Good money, the benefits, I got to travel. So it was just check.
Right.
And it had room for growth, but I was working a lot, and I was really unhappy. Nothing I did in my day-to-day 9 to 5, which actually wasn't 9 to 5, it was more like 9 to 10.
Right.
It didn't make me happy. But I found happiness when I was on the mat. And it was the thing that I did for me that I loved the most.
Yeah. And you can see that when Tanya is teaching, it's just, she's always glowing. She's, first of all, one of the most beautiful women I know, inside and out. And that was one of the things that I found so powerful about you, is that it took you time, right, to get here. It's not like an overnight shift. You didn't just leave this job. You worked really hard. And what are some of the things that you had to overcome, in order to leave this job and transition into yoga as your career?
Well, there's a lot of fear around it. Leaving financial stability, leaving benefits.
Yeah.
All of those things on paper. It's how am I going to support myself if I actually do quit? What am I going to do? You need to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But it was more than just the financial benefit, things like that. It was, am I going to disappoint my family? I was the first person in my family to go to university, and I went to a great one, and I was a nurse for a while, and then in other healthcare venues, and everyone was really proud and a steady job, and so there was this other fear about letting people down. It's, my dad, who's so supportive, there was a lot of fear about telling him that I was going to quit my secure, safe, big, powerful job, and I'm going to teach yoga. But it's also, my sister as well, who's a very successful businesswoman, and just wondering what she's going to say. Also, very successful, powerful friends. Are they going to judge? Are they going to? Am I making the right decision? So there was a lot of financial and things on paper, but there was a lot of emotional family friend things that went through my head. Thankfully I have the best family and the best friends in the world, so everyone was really supportive, but that was a huge fear.
Yeah.
am I going to let people down? And also the fear that you're going to fail. I mean, I think we all go through that, but it's like, what am I going to do if I can't actually teach yoga, if no one connects with me, it's like, oh God, I've left all of this security, and so there's a lot of fear.
And how do you deal with that?
Oh, it's just the students. The students help you get through all of that. And you see the reactions, you see transformations, you see, someone who needed to cry, you see someone who leaves the class feeling so good, rested, or someone, even if it's as small as someone saying, I slept well last night.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And, one of the things that I would love for you to share with the audience is some advice that you might be able to give them. Not everyone necessarily wants to transition into becoming a yoga instructor, but a lot of people are in jobs that aren't necessarily fulfilling, that check off all those boxes that you were mentioning. Yeah. However, there's something more that they want, and I think it's so obvious in you that there's just like, yoga lights you up. This space lights you up, and for me, that's what I live for. That's what I get up for in the morning, is to help people get there. So what are some things that you could share with people watching?
I think, you don't have to necessarily make gigantic changes. It's not, maybe you don't have to necessarily change your career entirely. It's small steps. For me, it was writing down things that I wanted. I'm a big to-do list and writing out pros and cons. But it's about writing down the things that you're unhappy with, maybe in your job or in your relationship. It's not just about your work situation. I talk to a lot of my students. We talk about their marriages or friendships and problems that they're going through. So there could be a lot of things in your life that you want to change. So talk about the little things that you could do. Maybe it's talking about being able to ask for help in your job, or finding someone else to do a task that you really don't want to do, finding out a different team that can help you with that, or talking to your manager, using the people around you, rather than just complaining or focusing on the negative, trying to do those little things that can make your job or your relationship better.
I love that. And one of the things also with you is that we mentioned it a bit earlier, that it took time. So how long did it take you approximately?
8 years.
8 years.
I practiced yoga for, it's been 12 years. And I loved it from day one. And I think I knew maybe 3 or 4 years in, I was like, I want to do this. But I knew that it was a long path. I knew that it wasn't something that was going to happen overnight. And I wanted to do a little bit of the career thing. I wanted to see if that, there's all of this pressure to see if that works. But 8 years probably.
And it's worth it.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so worth it.
So, and that's the thing I want all of you watching, is to realize that things take time, but the time's going to pass anyways, and to give yourself permission to fall in love with the things that you love to do, and take those little steps. I love those pieces of advice that you just gave. Just those little changes can make a really big difference over time. So Tanya, what do you see as the future of Yoga Vieux Montreal? What's your vision for the space?
Well, my vision is a space that is inclusive. It's a space for all ages, for men and for women, and for people with different health issues. You don't have to be, young and female and completely in perfect health to practice yoga. And I think that Montrealers are starting to get on board with this trend, that yoga is a lifestyle, that it's therapy, that it's good for your heart, and all of these little things like sleeping better and for your digestion and for managing stress. So I want this place to be a place for all ages, male, female, inclusive, no judgment, no competition, just a place where you feel good. And I think that Montreal is ready for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, every city needs a place like this, right?
Totally.
So, awesome. You guys need to come check out the studio. The website is right here, so just click on the Yoga Vieux Montreal, come to take a class with Tanya, and also enjoy this beautiful city. It's incredible. And if you would like any support in creating your next move in your career, or perhaps making those little tweaks like Tanya was talking about, you can shoot me an email. My email is right here, info@melissahallred.com, or go check out what I'm all about at melissahallred.com for more information as to how we could set up a booth session, or perhaps set you up with some of the workshops that I've got coming up. and I look forward to sitting down with you and helping you create a life that you love. So Tanya, thank you so much for sharing your time with me, and also for the beautiful practice. I just did a wonderful class with Tanya, so thank you so much. And we'll be seeing each other very soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please share this video with anyone that might benefit, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Want you to come together. 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 Want you to come together.
Save the date. The Come Alive workshop is coming up and starts September 22nd, 2015. I cannot wait for you to be part of this 4-part online workshop where we're going to get you clear on what you want, why you want it, and how to get it. Get all the information that you're looking for at melissacollerette.com, and I hope you will join us.
Want you to come together. 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 want you to come together.